What is color? Come guys, write it down. Color. Yes. What is color? Because we'll be working with the same properties. Hmm? So just write it down. Nobody can remember the color property. Yes. The original hue of the object. Correct. Yes. And as I told you, 50% questions you will get from that particular lecture. Okay, and that is the reason I'm asking because that is so important. Okay, now my second question is, what is transparency? What is transparency? Quickly write it down. Yes, Vijay. Opacity of the material. Correct. Transparency is the opacity of the material. Those who missed that particular lecture, uh, some of you have written it, so just share with them. Okay. Now my third question is, what is ambient color? What is ambient color? What is ambient color? Come on, guys. Can anybody remember? What is ambient color? Sorry, the microphone was off. Uh, so ambient color. Ambient color exaggerates the original hue of the material, right? Ambient color exaggerates the original hue of the material. Now my next question is, what is incandescence? What is incandescence? So just write it down. Last year, more than 50% students failed in theory texturing. Okay, so be very careful. You need to go through all this theory part. So Vijay is writing, object is not the light source, but it acts like a light source. Yes. Any example of incandescence? Moon. Correct. Correct. Radium. Yes. Can be. Okay. My next question is, what is diffuse? Or what is diffusion? Or what is diffuse color? Just write it down. What is diffuse? Nobody can remember. Okay, let me answer. Try to understand. Nitai, diffuse is not the glossiness. No. Okay, you will remember it. Let me explain. So the material is having a property, rather the light is having the property of reflection, right? But the material is having a property of absorption, isn't it? So it can absorb things. So it can absorb light also. So a material, light is being reflected on it, and it is absorbing a little bit of light, and some part it is reflecting back. So how much the light is reflected from a surface or from a material is the diffuse strength of that particular material. Does it make sense? You understood? And definitely it depends on color also. Uh, suppose an object is very dark, okay, or an object is approximately black. So definitely we all know it will absorb maximum amount of light and very little amount of light will reflect back. So the diffusion is very less. And a white object, it will reflect back maximum amount of light, right? So diffusion strength is very high. So that is the diffusion. Okay. Yes. Suppose an object is there, okay, and the object color is black. Then what will happen? You will not be able to see so much of detailing in that object, isn't it? Because it cannot reflect back the light. We all know black color will absorb the light, and very little amount of light will reflect back. So little amount of light reflecting back means we can see less detailing on the surface. But at the same time, a white object will reflect back maximum amount of light. Okay, so we can see the maximum level of detailing from a lighter object because it is reflecting back maximum amount of light. So the diffuse strength is too high in a lighter object, and a darker object the diffuse strength will be very less. So the amount of light being reflected from a material or from a surface is the diffuse strength of that particular material or surface. No, Nitai, don't use the term like this. The amount of reflection, no. The definition of reflection is totally different. That's why in my sentence, whatever I talked, I didn't use reflection. Reflection, the meaning is totally different. So what I am saying, the light is being reflected. Meaning is totally different than reflection. So you have to be very careful while using the words. Okay. So at the same time now, it's good that you wrote reflection. Now my next question is, what is reflection then? Reflection is not the property of the surface but the property of the light. So wherever the light will hit, the same light ray will bounce back with the same angle. This phenomena is called reflection. Understood? But the diffusion will depend on the surface. That is the surface strength. Diffusion is the surface strength. So totally different. Two totally different things. Okay. So now let's move forward. My next question is, what is specularity? What is specularity? What is specularity? Just write it down. Yes, Vijay. The glossiness of the object is called the specularity. Glossiness of the object. Correct. And through specularity, we can judge the different materials through specularity. Suppose you means somebody is colorblind, 100% colorblind. Suppose so, the entire world will appear in grayscale in front of him, isn't it? So then it will be very difficult for him to judge the material. So he will judge according to the glossiness. And then definitely he will be able to perceive things like this is a plaster, this is wood, this is a plastic, this is a fiber, according to the glossiness. Okay. Mm, so what else remaining in the properties? Anything else we are missing out? I guess we discussed approximately all the properties. So guys, those who missed that particular lecture, just write it down from your friend's notebook. And once again telling you, in the texturing theory exam, 50% question will come from that particular lecture. Okay. And as I told last year, 50%, more than 50% students failed in texturing theory because they just ignored it. Okay, these properties are, less important things, so just let it be. Everything is practical, so we'll do only the practical. So they failed. So don't be in the same trap. Okay, so let's move forward. Today we'll do something, and I'll keep some time till the at the end of the lecture, so you can just share. Sagar, what happened? No, not any new property. I discussed the properties we already discussed. Okay, if I missed anything, just let me know. Hmm? Okay. Okay, guys. Now let us start. Let's move to Maya. And guys, all of you, keep the assignments ready with you. Okay, because we are on process giving the internal marks. Uh, First unit test is also done. So in maybe January or in end of the January or February, there will be second unit test. Okay, and two internal marks also you will get. We are on process of that. So just be ready with all your images, final render images and all. Final render images in the sense, suppose, for example, chessboard you have textured. Okay, do a very nice lighting and render it, and then save the render as JPEG. You need to submit that JPEG. Okay, so all of you just be ready with that. In modeling, so many people I know, approximately 25 to 30% students submitted and rest didn't submit. So you will get the internal assessment marks according to that. Okay. So let us move forward to my today. Let's create something interesting. So I have planned to talk about three different assignments. Okay. So let's start with a very basic thing, or let's take a CV curve. So I'm starting from here, starting from here. So I guess you can understand what I'm trying to create and revolve, right? Fine. Uh, let's do one thing. Creating 2, 3 more isoforms, surface, and insert isoforms. Yes. So now right click, selecting the hull, and directly with the curve also this could be done. And I'm selecting the curve and reverse direction. Oh, I guess you understood the problem. Now all the hull part has come in this area, but it's okay. I'll do it once again. Just check. Okay. And insert isoform, selecting the hull, last one. All right. Now this hull, I am making it, keeping it very close with the with that, and let's select this one, selecting this one, or let's select all these and scale it up a little bit. Okay. So selecting edit, delete by type, history. So this is the model. Okay. Now my plan is to make it a glass bottle. Okay, a glass bottle. So first of all, I'm going to the hypershade. Guys, tell me at the very beginning what should I do? You people will tell me I'll do. What should I do at the very beginning? I want to convert it into a glass bottle. What should I do? Blin? Yes. We need to use a Phong material. We discussed about it. For glass, we need to use Phong or Fongy. Okay. So going to the surface. So, but the thing is, you people are absolutely correct. We need to create a material first. I was asking that. Okay. So yes, either we can create a Phong or Fongy. You told to create a Phong, so I'm creating a Phong. This is absolutely correct. Selecting it, right click on it, assign material to the viewport selection. All right. Now I want to convert it into a glass. So going with this. So if I work with the reflection, sorry, transparency, what's happening? Entire bottle is becoming transparent. But the glass bottle will not look like this, isn't it? Glass bottle will never look like this. It's looking very awkward, odd. So I need to do something in a bottle. If you can imagine a bottle, how it has to be. Okay, the edges will be a little bit opaque, and the middle part should be 100% transparent, isn't it? Have you noticed it? A glass. Take a glass. So the edge of the glass will be opaque, and middle part will be transparent. So exactly in front of the camera, perpendicular, that will be transparent. And this is it is creating an angle. This when from the middle it is going towards the side, it is creating an angle. And how big the angle is, more opaque the object will appear. This phenomenon is called Fresnel effect. The spelling is Fresnel. S is silent. This is called Fresnel effect. Okay, so perpendicular from the camera, transparent, 100% transparent, and the angle is becoming more and more and more. It will become gradually opaque. Understood, all of you? Have you?
Sir, can you
Yes,
repeat,
I'm
sir?
getting. Yes. So what's happening? You are looking at the object means your eyes are the cameras, isn't it? So we are looking at this object. So if you keep a glass in front of you, you can experience the same thing. What will happen? The middle part of it will become transparent, and gradually, because of the thickness, how it will go towards the edge, it will become gradually opaque a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and then at the edge we can see 100% opaque edge. Over here we can see 100% opaque edge. Otherwise, the glass is transparent, then the object itself will be invisible, isn't it? Same thing, the reflection also. Over here there will be no reflection, but towards the edge, how the angle is increasing, you can see the reflection. But over here you cannot see the reflection. Over here you only can see the glossiness. Even the color also. How you can judge the color of a glass bottle, or a glass, or anything made of glass? How you will be able to judge the color? By looking at the edge, you can judge the color.
By specular color.
Sorry?
By specular
Sorry?
color.
No, not through specular color. No, the specular color will be like in front of me. One bottle is there right now. So in that also the specular color, I'm just looking at it. The specular color is the color of the light. So from my window, the specularity is being reflected on it. So it is white, but the color of the bottle you can see from the edges only. Some glasses are basically some showpieces. The edges will appear a little bit brownish, a little bit greenish, a little bit bluish. So from the edge, we can make out the color of the glass. Anyway, and more properties are there. There is something called caustics. Okay, so I don't know if you have done it in lighting, but definitely we're going to do it. So the light is hitting the object, and this is transparent object. What will happen in the shadow also? The same color, the suppose the glass is green, in the shadow also you can see the green color, and it is creating a light pattern here and there like this. So that pattern is called caustics. Even caustic, better example will be underwater scene. The wave light pattern is visible inside the water. That is because of the caustic property of the light. Okay, not no, exactly not of the light, but of the surface. Any transparent object can have caustics. Anyway, so we are right now we are talking about Fresnel, but directly there is no Fresnel. If we are using Arnold, so by default in the shader, that Fresnel will be there. You don't have to do anything. But as I told you, first we'll learn in the software, and then our base will be strong, and then we'll move forward with Arnold rendering. Okay, our base should be very strong, and then in theory also, it will be very easy for you to write any question. Anyway, so going to the render setting, not the rendering setting, render view, and instead of Arnold render, I'm making it Maya software, and I'm just rendering it, and you can see what kind of output I'm getting. So you can see entirely the object is transparent, and it's looking like it is transparent, the entire object. Okay, and it's not looking very interesting. Um, what I am also feeling, you know, going to the surface and just let's rebuild the surface a little bit, and let's make it 20 by 20 just to add a little bit smoothness in the surface. Okay, it's changing the shape. 3 cubic. Corners. Let us check if it is retaining. So it can happen sometimes, just checking different properties. Let us check. Mm, match knots. Let's try. Okay, no, it will not work. I understood. Non-national. I'm just trying to get different. Anyway, I think I will take a little bit more time to do that. Anyway, for now, we'll work with this model only. Okay, I'm having another idea to do it. That also could be done. Instead of rebuilding the surface, what could be done? Uh, Create the curve once again, like okay, and rebuild the curve and then revolve it once again. That is another option that could be done, but I'm not wasting too much time. Anyway, we are creating glass out of it. Okay, so Fresnel, I guess you understood so far what is Fresnel. Now, going back to the hypershade, and we need this area transparent and this area opaque. Okay, so let's IPR, use IPR render. So whatever I will do, it will automatically update. This is the default light, keeping it aside, and this is our font property. Now in the transparency, when it is black color, it is becoming opaque. When it is white, it is becoming transparent. That means what? At the middle, we want black, and towards the edges, we want white. All of you understood this, what I'm talking about? At the middle, we need black, and at the edges, we need white. All of you understood this? Okay, fine, fine. Now let's check how to do it. I'm taking Unity. So, so far we have used a few utilities. Okay, you need to remember in texturing theory exam, there can be a question, uh, write a short note on utilities. Okay, then you need to remember all these things, condition, um, blend colors, sampler info, 2D placement node, 3D placement node, bump 2D node, bump 3D node. All of these are utilities. We don't know we are using it, but we actually take from the utilities. Okay. So here also I am taking a blend color. To the symbol only, you can see I can blend two colors. So color 1 and color 2. And this is the blending option. How much to blend? Okay, so 0.5 means color 1 this much, color 2 this much. This side color 1 this much, but color 2 this much. Color 1 this much, big portion, color 2 very small portion. By default, it is 50-50. So 0.5. The slider will be at the middle. I guess this is very simple to understand, right? Now, how to connect it? Very simple. First of all, we need the color. In the color, I will make you understand first what's happening, and then I'll move forward with the other properties. Okay. So output color connect with the color. So if you are selecting the form, you can see the color properties are connected with this. Okay. Now IPR is still there. Okay. It's becoming something like this. Why? Because my colors are red and blue. So if we mix red and blue, what color will get? If you are mixing red and blue, what color you will get? Red and blue? Violet, yes. No, Nitai, not green, violet, violet. Yes, violet. So our output is violet because we are blending two colors. Definitely, we'll get something like this. But the problem is what we want at the middle, at the middle, we want color one, red. And at the edge, we want blue. Then it will solve the purpose. We want something like this. All of you understood what I am trying to do? Guys, all of you understood? At the middle, at the middle, at the middle, I need color one, red. And at the edge, I want blue. I don't want the overall color, the color we are getting. This violet color, I don't want this. Okay. So for that, no, first tell me, you understood the concept, what I'm trying to do. Then I'll tell you the solution. On the edges. Yes, Sagar. On the, but we are trying to get a black and white gradient map. No, over here it should be black, and at the edge it should be white. Sorry, at the edge it should be black, and at the middle it should be white. White means transparent, and at the edge it will be black, means opaque. We want that, but over here it's not happening. If I convert it into a grayscale black and white, then what will happen? The result will be a gray color, because it is blending 50% of red, 50% of black, and 50% of white, isn't it? All of you understood the concept? So I want it differently. The at the middle of the object and towards the edge, it will be different. Okay. So now let us try to understand what can be done in that case. I'm using sampler info. Okay. I'm using sampler info. All of you previously used it. So I'm using the same sampler info. Okay. And how it, with which property it should be connected. See, now try to understand. When we are looking this bottle and we are making our texture, this part transparent and this part opaque, it's all right. But when I am going to animate it, then I will rotate the camera like this. Just 1 minute. I will rotate the camera like this. Then don't you think the middle part will change, and the middle part will become the edge if I rotate the camera, isn't it? So what I want basically, it should be camera facing. Camera facing. So if I rotate it, then also middle part will be transparent. If I rotate this side, then also middle part will be transparent. I want something like that. It should be camera facing. All of you understood this? The concept, you were getting it? Till now it is not clear, but are you getting it? How much we have done? Hmm. Means if you are using a simple gradient, then the camera should be static. But whatever we are making, it is going to be animated, no, later on, because you are making all these props for a movie. So camera will rotate around the object. Then that time what will happen? Constantly it should be changed. It should be camera faced. The transparency of the object should be camera facing. Okay. So the same thing I'm trying to do. Still, actually, to be very honest, I'm not liking the model, because in this area we need some isoforms. Yes. Now the model is looking better. Anyway, so going to the hypershade, and can you see the facing ratio? So this is the facing ratio, means always it will be camera faced. The color one always will be camera faced. Okay. So just clicking on it, facing ratio with blender. So that now the blender is having the input of sampler info. Now sampler info very easily will make the camera understand. We discussed about it, right? Sampler info makes the camera understand. Okay, now can you see? I wanted something like this. At the edge, I'm getting color 2, and at the middle, I'm getting color 1. Now, let's rotate the object. I peer it. Can you see? The red is always camera facing. I wanted something like this. Tell me, you understood this now? All of you? Hmm. Now, if the camera will animate, then there is no problem because color one is camera facing. There will be no problem. Okay? All right. So this was the color. Later on, I'll come back and we'll change the color for just for the sake of teaching. I connected this node to the color. Okay, I'll just change it later on. Now, the same node actually I need for the transparency, not for the color. Okay, I need it for transparency. So what I'm going to do, I'm using another blending node. Definitely, you can rename it blend color underscore transparency, blend color, blend color underscore reflected color, like that. Okay, so here this will be the transparency. So I'm selecting it and let's connect the output with transparency. Okay, so let's see, doing IPR. Something is happening now over here. Just to understand it better, I'm creating a sphere. Let's make it a little bit bigger and keep at the back of this bottle so that we'll see what's happening with the transparency, right? We can see what's happening with this bottle. Once again, IPR. Can you see the edge is also transparent? And over here, it is not very much transparent. It is 50% transparent, and the edge is also 50% transparent. But what I discussed, I want the middle part to be 100% transparent and the edge to be 100% opaque. That's what I wanted. Why it is not happening? Because sampler info is not connected with this node. Okay, so the same sampler info can be connected with this blender also. So Maya is gone. Okay, so let me open it once again. So I have to do the entire thing once again. I didn't save the file, so very quickly I'll do it. This time, let us start from here itself. So at the corners, you should have a little bit more vertices. Proportion is not correct, so it has to be like this. All right. And going to the Hypershade. Now I'm a little bit happy with the model. Taking a form as I did previously. Then what I did, I created a blender, right? Connected it with a color. And then taking a sampler info. Sampler info. Yeah, here it is. Sampler info. So facing ratio with blender, right? Assigning to the object, sorry. Yes. Oh, sorry, Arnold. Let's. Okay, I did this much only. And what else I did? I created a sphere. You can see since last half an hour, only this much I did. Anyway, your understanding is much more important. So I was doing something like this. Okay. Because I did IPR, no, that's why Maya closed. So first let's create the node and then I will do IPR. After this, I took another blender for the transparency, right? So with this transparency, and now this transparency, what should be the color? Color one is the color of the middle part, okay? And color two, the color of the edge, right? So color one, in this case, it should be transparent. Transparent means white. And color two, the color of the edge, it should be black. Now let's render. The same problem last time happened, 50%, right? Now what I need, the middle part should be transparent and the edge should be opaque. Okay, so I need to connect the sampler info once again with the blender. So here the Maya closed. This time it is all right. Let's render it once again. I wanted something like this. Can you see? It's becoming more like a bottle. Okay, middle part is 100% transparent and the edge is 100% opaque. It should be something like this. Okay. Now, guys, tell me, all of you understood the transparency node? Okay, all right. Yes, yes, Sagar. Means you cannot predict which version is better. You cannot predict, but Maya 2017 is stable, yes, in my experience. 2015 was also good. After that, 2017. 2019 is also good. For third year, I am using 2019 only. Anyway, so this was the transparency node. Now, what else we discussed about the Fresnel? The reflection also should be the same. At the middle, there should not be any reflection. But how you will move towards the edge, the reflection should be there. That means what? Color one should be black in the reflection, and edge color should be somewhat gray, not white. Then it will look very awkward. Okay, so let's create another blend color. Okay, and it should be reflected color. All right, so output should be reflected color, and this should be connected with the blender. So facing ratio, I'm just connecting with the blender to all the blenders. Okay, so going to this, let's render it, IPR. It's looking something else, isn't it? So color one, what we discussed, it should be black. At the middle, there should not be any reflection, environment reflection. But at the edge, there should be a little bit reflection. So let's make it white first. So if it is white, can you see the white environment is being reflected? But over here, the actual environment is black. That's why it is looking very awkward. But in a white environment, it will look very nice. Means it will look so realistic. In this case, what I'm doing, let's reduce it a little bit. Very less kind of gray color being reflected. But if the environment is there, then definitely the environment will reflect and it will look realistic only. We don't have to do anything. Okay. So three nodes we created. For color one for color, one for the reflected
So
color,
we can like
one
dome
for the
light.
transparency. Sorry, yes, Sagar. Yes, Sagar.
Sir, can we add dome light for background?
See, if you're creating dome light, then you need to use Arnold, isn't it? But over here, my plan is to create everything out of software. First, let's make your base very strong. You understand this all these concepts, because all these things will automatically can be done in Arnold. Okay, you don't have to connect all these nodes. These are all automatic over there. But you should learn it how to do it, and then only the advance will be very easy for you. Okay, so dome definitely can be created. If you are creating the dome, then the dome will be reflected around the edge of the object. Okay, so this much I guess you understood, right? All of you, how to create a glass material. Okay, what about others? Okay, fine. Now, with the same model, I will create another problem and then I'll solve it. Okay, now the cap is also I have made out of a glass. The cap should be a metallic cap, isn't it? The cap should be a metallic cap. Then in that case, what can I do? So let's keep it aside, and I'm creating another blend material because it is going to be metal. So I'm creating a blend. Okay. Now what my goal is to create this cap. So I'm just assigning this material to the object, and now it is looking like this. I want to create the cap. Okay. So for that, I want to create a gradient. So let's go to the ramp. Okay, I'm creating a ramp. Ramp is a gradient. Okay, and it should be connected with the transparency. Why so? Because the cap should be visible and rest of the body will be invisible. So cap should be black and rest of the body should be white. Then this can be done like the leaves we have done. The outer part black and the inside part white. Anyway, so out color going to the transparency. Now let's go to the RAM and IPR. It's looking something like this. Why? Because it is VRAM, I should convert it into URAM. And the interpolation instead of linear is smooth gradation. I have to do it none. Okay, and let us see what's happening. Can you see what's happening? So I guess you understood. It has to be like this. So this much cap. So only the cap is visible and rest of the body is not visible. But in a specularity also, I have to do the same. I don't want the body specularity. isn't it? So what can be done? Select this, edit, duplicate, shading network. I just duplicated it, and the same thing should be connected with the specular color, the same RAM. Now, what's happening basically? Cap specularity has gone and body specularity increased. That means this color has to be black and this color has to be white. So we are only getting the cap and rest of the body is invisible. Tell me, all of you understood this? What about others? Okay, all right. So my cap is ready. So instead of blin, let's write cap, and instead of form, let's write it glass.
सर
Okay. Yes.
आप एक बार बताएंगे कि वो रेस्ट ऑफ द पार्ट ट्रांसपेरेंट कैसे हुआ?
Hmm. I'm coming to that point once again. Let's move to the third step of the bottle. The same thing I'm going to do because I want a sticker over here. Because this is a bottle, so the brand sticker should be there, no, over here. So the same way, same process, how I did the cap, I'm going to create the sticker. Those who didn't understand how to create the cap, now try to understand, because the same process I'm going to use for this. Okay, so let us check. For the sticker also, I'm creating a blend because a little bit glossiness will be there in the blend, isn't it? So sticker, and I'm going to do the same. I'm taking a RAM, okay, and this ramp will be connected to, you will tell me, this ramp should be connected to which property? I want to show only the sticker, rest of the body will be invisible. Which property the ramp should be connected to? Yes, transparency, correct. So out color should be connected with transparency. And let's check what's happening. Sorry, what's happening? I didn't assign this material. It's happening the same. So I'm going to the RAM. The same thing I have to do. Instead of VRAMP, it should be URAMP. VRAMP means vertical ramp. URAMP means parallel to X. We discussed previously. Okay. U means parallel to X. V means parallel to Y. And interpolation instead of linear, because linear is the smooth interpolation. I want it none. Now let's check what's happening. I want only the sticker part. Somewhere over here. And at the bottom also, I don't want it. So first let's save it and let's create a white patch at the bottom also. And only the black patch is visible. So over here, there is the sticker. Okay, now the same thing, specularity is visible all over the surface. Then what should I do? Same thing, select this, edit, duplicate, shading network. And this out color should be connected with specular color. Let's check what's happening. It is just the opposite. Just the opposite. So the white should be black, this white should be black, and this is the sticker part. Should have a little bit of specularity, not too much in this case, not white, but a little bit less, 50% of specular. So only the sticker is visible. Tell me, all of you understood this? Now is it clear? What about others? Come on, guys. Okay. Write down. If you have understood, write down yes. If you didn't understand, write down no. But write down. Until unless you will respond, I will not be able to understand you are getting it or not. Okay, fine. So this is the sticker. Now my job will be, let's give uh, some texture to the sticker, right? So you can create, uh, suppose it can be a 3D texture also, maybe a crater or a texture externally. That is also fine. So let's arrange nicely. So this can be connected with the color, just to give it a color like this. Okay, this is a sticker. Suppose you are getting a texture from Photoshop. Definitely, you can write down the brand name, the logo of the brand. That can be done. Okay, and in this also another thing could be done. A little bit cut mark in this area. That also could be done by using another RAM. I'm not making it very complicated. Then you'll be confused. That is the reason I'm not doing it. But that also could be done. Okay, this is done. Now for the cap also.
सर
Yes.
सर मैप मतलब बम्प मैप की बात कर रहे हो?
No, 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 no. Cut. Suppose the sticker is starting from here, then it is coming all the way up to this much. There will be a gap, no? So I'm talking about that gap. So that also can be created. How? Okay, let us see. If you are becoming confused, then just leave it for now. After practicing, I'll show it once again. But for now, those who understood properly and the concept is clear, you can do this step. I'll just show you. Okay, the sticker is visible now. I want a gap in this area. What can be done? Let us check which one is the transparency map. I can see this is the transparency map. I'm selecting this, and this black color is visible as sticker over here. Okay, so this black is visible over here as sticker. So what I'm going to do, in this color, this black is selected. Sorry, this black is selected. I am creating another ramp inside it. And similarly, it will be a VRAM. It will not be a URAM, but VRAM. Vertical ramp I need and none. And let's make it like this. Can you see a gap? There is a gap, right? So similarly, in the specularity also, that should be there. So another ramp has been connected with this ramp. So just select it, edit, duplicate, shading network. I'm once again telling those who are becoming means confused by this, don't try to remember this step for now. I'll show it once again in future. So this is the specular map I can see. Okay, so this tab is selected. Now this RAM will be connected to this property. Okay, and this will become black and this will become 50% gray. Now you can see this is all right. This also could be done. I was just talking about this part. Okay, so the connection is becoming very the network is becoming bigger and bigger. So I'm having the sticker, I'm having the cap, I'm having the glass. But you can see I cannot assign all these materials to the same bottle. There is a problem. So one thing is you duplicate the same model 3 times and you assign different materials. That can be done, but the easiest way and the correct way I'm going to show you, and that is I'm going to the surface and we are having uh, can you remember we used layered texture, right? We used layered texture previously. Similarly, inside the surface we are having layered shader. Just check with this, and you can find it that yes, we have used it previously, but we have used layered texture but not layer shader. Can you see this? In layered texture we have used it, right? So now we need to drop all the materials inside this layer. So which one will be the top layer? Tell me. The cap, the sticker, or the bottle? Which one will be the top layer? Yes, cap. It can be cap or it can be sticker. Both can be the top layer, isn't it? So let's select the cap first and dropping it, close it, sorry, close it, cap. Okay. So I'm connecting it and let us check the cap you can see. Okay. Now just going to the cap and let's give a color to it. Simple color. You can create a texture also for this. I'm giving a color to it. So cap is connected. Once again, select the layer and second top layer can be the sticker. You can see both are seen, cap and the sticker. And now I'm going to the glass, going to the glass, and this is the bottom layer. So all the layers are connected with this single node, and this is connected with the object. Okay, and now let's render it. The sticker is visible. The gap is looking a little bit awkward, so let's see it from side. It's looking like this. Now the this area, okay, the color of the glass. If you can remember, I told I just connected it like this. Okay, means the color. So color one, let's make it black. You know, over here we don't any color, and uh, towards the edge it can be any color. Okay, it can be green or anything, but it has to be a darker color basically. Now my background is black. That is the reason the in front means this camera facing side is looking black, but every time it will not appear like this, and we are getting something like this. So this bounding box we are going to render basically, and you can see we are getting something like this. So the cap is visible, the sticker is also visible, the bottle is also visible. So like this, through texturing, you can show different part of the same model. Always the enter modeling is not needed. I guess you got the idea. Tell me, all of you got it? How to do it and how to connect different materials to the layer shader. Okay, what about others? Same as layered texture, correct? The nodes are actually same, but one will be used for the materials, one will be used for the textures. Yes, you can add your own texture. As I told, this is not this sticker is not looking realistic. Okay, without the sticker, it will look more realistic. So this sticker, you can make a very nice sticker in Photoshop, and then just you can browse it. Okay, I just show you this can be done. Do you have any doubt regarding this before I'm moving forward? Ask me if you are having any doubt.
सर
Yes, Sagar.
सर मीन्स बहुत सारे ऑब्जेक्ट्स रहेंगे ग्लास वाले के, तो सब में सर यही नोट सिस्टम रहेगा?
Hmm. Suppose this is a valid question. If we are using so many objects, suppose here is another object. Okay, we are also having a cylindrical object over here, another object towards the back, another object over here, another object over here. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm selecting all these, and these are all made of glass, suppose. Okay, you don't have to assign this material, but you can assign any of these materials. So these are all glass, so I'll be assigning this glass to all those objects, and let's render it. Understood? So this can be done definitely.
यस सर, बट डिफरेंट स्पेकुलर कलर और ट्रांसपेरेंसी चाहिए रहेगा तो दूसरा शेडर बनाना पड़ेगा ना?
Yes. So suppose now uh, you want to create another uh, means this node cannot be applied to all the objects, isn't it? Because the position will be different. So I think you were asking this only, right? So in that case, I'm selecting this glass, edit, duplicate shading network. Sorry. Okay, so your glass is ready now. Create the other nodes, and by using a layer shader, you create another network because your glass is ready.
ओके सर।
Getting the point?
यस सर, एंड सर इसको प्रीसेट भी बना सकते हैं ना?
Yeah, you can make it and you can just save it. But my suggestion is, for now, every time you create, then only for the lifetime you can remember it. Okay, because these are technical things, no? So you have to do it like mathematics. You have to do it again and again. Otherwise, you will not be able to remember it. So don't
ओके
in the student life, in your student life, never use any presets. Never use any presets in your student life. In production, you are going to use presets only most of the time. And at the end of 15 years of your career, you will see like you forgot all the basics, how to do it. You are in practice, because I have seen so many people, they cannot change the node because they only use presets. They don't know how to change it. I have seen in production.
ओके सर, सेम फॉर अनलोन ना सर?
Same for Arnold. Yes, I I never recommend using the presets, because in Arnold material so many presets are there. Yes, but you should learn how to create those presets. Understood? Otherwise, your observation skill will never increase. So in your student life, never use those presets. So many people can tell you, okay, you just go and use the preset. There will be no problem. Yes, there will be no problem in terms of the production there will be no problem because you are getting the output, but you will not learn from it, or whatever you have learned you will forget it. Okay, so in your student life everything create it manually, and it is going to help you throughout your life, I'm sure about it. Okay, so uh, then I'm assuming all of you understood this, right? Several things are there related to this, so gradually I'll describe all those things. Now,
एंड सर समटाइम्स कुछ ऑब्जेक्ट्स का हम लोग मतलब खुद का प्रीसेट बना के यूज कर सकते हैं ना, उसमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं ना, ओन प्रीसेट्स.
no, Sagar, you are not getting my point. What I said, even using presets will not be a problem, but in your student life, wherever it is necessary, you make on your own so that suppose every time you were making it on your own and you suppose throughout the work you practiced it 50 times. So throughout your lifetime, you will never forget it. I mean to say that.
ओके सर, गॉट इट.
Yes, yes. So, like the human head, also, I ask the students uh, practice it 100 times. 100 times. Suppose you are sleeping and I just woke you up, like create a head, and immediately you can do it. You don't have to think of anything else. Immediately you can do it. It has to be that much ready. Okay. So now something else, totally different. Okay. This is just imagine this is an eyeball, human eyeball. The human model you have created, and this is the eyeball. Okay. So how to texture it? This is very easy to do. Okay. So going to the hypershade. Which material should I use? Tell me. For the human eye, which material should I use? Anybody can remember? Foam. No, not foam. Something else. We talked about it. You have written it also. Which material? Not Lambert. No, you have written it. Human eye. Which material? Not Blin. Now only one is remaining. Anisotropy. Yes. Anisotropy. Okay. Anisotropy. Shubham, your answer is correct. Anisotropy. Okay. I'll tell you why it is anisotropy. Just right now I'll tell you. For now, let's take anisotropy. Select it and right click, assign anisotropy. And let's render it. Sorry, not Arnold, my software. Okay, it's looking like this. Fine. I'll just save it. Okay. So in the eyeball, the most important part is the texturing part of it. Okay. So we'll be concentrating only with the color. And let's try to do it. So at the very beginning, somebody somebody wrote ramp, right? Nikita, you were correct. Yes, I'm creating a ramp. So I'm creating a RAM, and let's connect it with the color. Okay, so it's looking like this right now. And let's IPR it. So you can see the ramp direction is incorrect, right? So instead of V ramp, it should be U ramp. Now the direction is fine. The black should be this side because this is the front. Okay, so at the middle there will be a black patch, and there will be a locking of that black patch. So just lock that black patch. So keeping two very close, you can lock the black patch like this. Okay, this is the middle. This is called pupil. This is the pupil of the eye, right? Now I'm creating another tab over here. This also should be black. Sorry, in between, let's keep a gray patch, and towards the end, let's keep another white patch. Just try to understand what I'm trying to create. I'm trying to create this circle. This specular color is disturbing actually. So let's make it black for now. I'm going back to the RAM. Okay, and in between there should be a black patch once again. So I'm just trying to create this circle. So how big it has to be will depend according to the position of the tab. Oh.
सर आपने ऑटो सेव किया था?
No.
मैं सर बोलने वाला था.
Just 1 minute. I will just disconnect from the Zoom. Okay, guys. So let's present it once again. All right. So I lost a couple of steps. So first of all, let's go to the attribute and specular color. I'm making it black so that it will not hamper anything. Once again, I'm taking the RAM and let's connect it with the color. And what we did, we created the URAM. Sorry, I guess it is not assigned yet. Go into the RAM, and the black has to be that side. I'm trying to work over here. Let's try to understand over here, and I will not IPR because IPR is not stable. Okay, this time let's work like this from the viewport. It is a little bit tedious, but will work like this only. So as you can remember, I kept a gray after that. Then I created a black. Then I created a white. This much we created, right? I guess you can remember this much we created. Okay. So now this black has to be very narrow, and over here it crushed. Yes. So it's looking like this. Now there should be a texture pattern in this area, right? Like the human eye. So that we are not getting. So what I'm going to do, selecting this patch. If you can remember, I just kept a gray patch over here. Okay. Either you select this or this white patch. This is also fine because I can see the white patch is visible over there. This white patch, this white patch. Okay. So let's select this white patch and going to its texture, and let's go to 2D texture, and that is fractal. Okay, let's check what's happening. I'm using fractal. Can you see? I'm getting that pattern, eye pattern, right? So going back to the RAM, and this one, this patch, let's do one thing. With this patch also, the same fractal can be added. Okay, so the same fractal can be added with this also. So let us check what's happening. We are getting something like this. Okay, and now going to this fractal and going to the color balance and doing IPR. We have to use IPR sometimes. And over here in this area, just check the default color. If I'm creating something else, not helping. Yes, so this is the color gain. Okay, so suppose the eye is a little bit bluish, but it will never be very saturated, something like this, maybe blue eye or brown eye, whatever. Okay, but never be too saturated. So something like this. All right, closing it. And now checking the ramp once again. The white is kept over here. Now at the end, what will happen? The blood vessels will be there. So I'm creating the blood vessels. Let's bring it a little bit forward. So looking like this, a little close, looking something like this. Now there should be veins in this area, isn't it? So creating another tab in between, and in that tab, in that tab, let's create a 3D texture called marble. Why marble? Because I want veins, and in marble you can see vein is there, vein color, vein width. So veins are there. So once again, let's do IPR, and you can see veins are there, and the vein color will be something similar to this color, the same color. Okay, and definitely it is a 3D texture, so 3D placement node should be there. So I'll just close it first, and this is the marble. This is the placement node. If you can remember, fit to group box, right? So once again, let's do IPR and selecting this marble, and you can decide like what should be the vein width, little bit more, little less. Okay, this is the diffusion. This is a contrast. The veins should not be too much. Okay, here and there at the corner a little bit will be visible. And if you are not satisfied enough with this, so what can be done? You want to change the pattern a little bit, suppose. Okay, so just come over here, select this, and through this axis you just can rotate it like this. I wanted the vein over here, so the placement also can be changed in this way. Okay, so when you are satisfied enough, like I'm satisfied with the result I'm getting. Okay, now going to the specularity of it. So doing IPR and selecting the anisotropic. Sure, it is selected. Yes. And now the specular color, I'm making it white. And this time, for the human eye, the white dot should be there, isn't it? So first, let's increase the angle. So bringing it a little bit downward. Okay. Then spread X, increase it so that it will be sharpened a little bit. And spread Y, sharpening a little bit. And this is the reason we have to use anisotropy. A sharp specularity you need anisotropy. Okay. So a little bit camera angle can be over here. So it, because it depends according to the angle of the light. It can come anywhere according to the angle of the light. Somewhere over here and render it. A little this side. This side. Okay. So tell me, all of you understood? What about others? Okay.
सर
Yes, Sagar.
सर दूसरे कैरेक्टर्स में उनका जो आई का टेक्सचर रहता है उसका सर फोटोशॉप में पहले से ही रहता है वेन्स का
Yes, definitely. Definitely, that can be done. Definitely. You means anything, the easiest way is to use Photoshop, make the texture and project it. That is the easiest way to do. Okay, but a few things are there where directly Maya textures can be used, like the human eye. And if you go further in advanced level, to be very honest, I don't create any texture in Maya. I means either in Maya or in Photoshop. I use a different software. Okay, but you know what? Sorry.
सॉफ्टवेयर सर सब्सटेंस पेंटर
Yeah, I use either ZBrush or Substance Painter. Okay. Now the thing is, but if you are not good at Maya texturing or in Photoshop texturing, you cannot use those softwares, because over there you will be working. Now the most of the people I have seen, most of the students, where they struggle, they can use ZBrush, they can use Substance Painter, but after then what? They cannot use that output in Maya. There is a problem. Then you will never get the final output. You will stuck over there. That is the reason I'm telling. Learn Maya basics very well, and particularly in texturing, how to paint your textures in Photoshop, or how to use the internal textures in Maya itself, and then use it. Because this is the basic. This is the base of the building. The building structure will be visible from outside, but base will not be visible. But that is the most important part. So the same thing. Okay. I thought of doing another assignment. Yes, I thought of doing another assignment today, but today will not do anything else, because I guess that bottle is enough for today for you, and you just practice these two things, and we'll do the rest of the things next day. Okay. So no, I can extend, but you know, uh, it has to be comprehensive. So you should understand everything. So I am doing it is no help for you until unless you are doing it. Okay. So guys, some of you wanted to present. So can you please present? I'll just stop presenting.